Welcome back. Wait, okay, ready? Welcome back.
We're so impressive every
I
time.
know,
It's so
episode
good.
6.
Yeah, I know that you probably thought last one was episode 6.
No,
that was 5.5.
That was 5.5, baby. That was part 2. Mm-hmm. And now we're on episode 6, and we're doing a nice little football update for you all.
Yes, sir. And we're so happy to be here, and we're so happy that you're here. And if you don't know us, we're Ew Sports.
Ew Sports.
The girly sports podcast, but for everyone. We're just girls talking about sports.
I know, we're so cute. And look.
We have a sign.
I was not able to bring the nice sign from Denver because we spent a lot of money on that, and I would literally cry if anything happened to it. Yes. So this is our Arizona sign.
Yes,
as we update our other studio. It's going to be so good.
Yes, thank God for Jason. We love you and appreciate you. You're the best.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, literally angel, but like
we love Jason.
Our other sign is stuck in Turkey. So, Jason came through.
Whip that one up real quick for us. Shout out to him.
Yeah, insane to me. It's beautiful. Super grateful.
It's so wonderful.
It's just gonna hang in my bedroom after this. Probably.
We're so excited.
I'm obsessed. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about football today.
Football, baby, because you know what? You know what just started, Caitlin?
The NIFL.
The NIFL camp.
NIFL camp.
Okay, the National Football League is started.
Yup, we have had week 1 of training camp.
We had pads
introducing. Gosh. Well, yeah, and so crazy. We had a whole ass preseason game on Thursday too.
We sure did.
Versus just by themselves, the football camp versus the football players. That was the team.
I love when that happens.
It was the
players
Texans. I love when the players play.
I love when the players do
It was the Texans versus the Chicago Bears, and the Chicago Bears won. I think it was 14-17, but the game was called due to inclement weather, so no one really cared about it. It's preseason.
I was on a plane. So.
Yeah, everyone's just here for the vibes during preseason, really.
Just the vibes. Yeah. Just the drums.
Yes, but we just wanted to kind of give a little bit of a preseason update. This is about week 1 with the NFL camps. And, we can talk a little bit about the game and everything like that, but there wasn't really much going on there. No. But we just want to kind of talk about what's been happening across the league, across our teams with the Broncos and the Cowboys. We'll talk a little bit about the NFL Top 100 list, which is always super fun for me. I love those types of things.
I love this list, especially because this one, again, is voted by the players. And we're also going to give a nice little dumbed-down explanation of the new NFL kickoff rules.
Yes, which I like. I know that it's controversial, but I can't wait to talk about it.
Yes, Caitlin likes it. I didn't really care, and then did some research and said,
all right.
We'll keep it.
I love that.
So
go you.
So go me. Look at me being open-minded. So we're gonna explain that for the people that don't want to take the time to look it up themselves. And also a lot of the information is very confusing. So we are going to give you the nice layman's terms version of it all. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. You want to talk about your Cowboys first and how things are going for your boys?
For my boys?
The Star Boys.
The Star Boys. We love the Stars.
Star boy.
I'm a motherfucking star boy. I love the Cowboys. You know what I don't love? I don't love what's happening right now.
Oh,
Too much of it. Actually, I have a bone to pick with you, Ceedee Lamb. And yeah, I'm looking at you right now. Literally. So Ceedee Lamb is not attending training camp, as a lot of us know. And there's been a lot of speculation about his contracts, and everyone was getting excited because everyone thought that it was coming together, but nothing is set in stone yet. And since it is not, Ceedee Lamb ain't there. Ceedee Lamb is not in training camp. He is MIA. Maybe he's still...
Not to be confused with Miami.
He might be in Miami, though. I guess if you're not at training camp, you're probably on vacation.
Truly.
So, Ceedee Lamb, you're being a little pissy.
Little
diva. Okay. I think Ceedee is a little upset after Mr. Jefferson? Juffin Jefferson.
I love Juffy Jeffers.
I think CeeDee Lamb is a little upset, a little salty after Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, Amon-Ra, Jalen Waddle
paid.
all got extensions during the 2024 season.
Yeah.
I think he's taking it to heart a little bit. So he clearly has not signed his extension yet, no matter that he is still on a contract currently.
Still got, one more year till 2025, right?
Still have another year, which means, in my opinion, Mr. CeeDee Lamb, you are not letting anyone down but your team. The front office is not who's hurting. Your team is.
Yeah,
so
straight up. Like, you can stick it to the man, but like your team is the one suffering.
Yeah, but all the new guys and everyone that's coming back is there.
Yeah.
There are many other guys that haven't signed yet. Dak Prescott has not received his new contract, or they haven't, finished it up. But when he was asked about his upcoming contract the past week, he said all he's doing is focusing and preparing on this year. He's focusing on camp. And
as it should
that's
be.
all he's worried about. So I love that. And that's how it should be. You need to show up for your team. I understand if you're pissed at the front office.
Especially if you're a leader. Like CeeDee Lamb is a leader of the team, one of the best players in the NFL, as we'll talk about.
As we'll talk
the
about.
NFL Top 100 list. Like, if
in
you're
the top 15.
Yes, exactly. Like, you need to show up for your team and be a leader.
It doesn't show good leadership qualities, and it literally shows selfishness, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I love CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
He is one of my favorite people to watch, so I'm not loving that.
He's not making great choices.
Micah Parsons is also due a contract. And when they asked him, he said he hopes to be in Dallas forever.
I love people like that.
I love him. I love him so much.
Wants to be a boy forever.
He said, and I quote, "When you talk about career and legacy, I don't think there's a better career you can have than when you're playing for the star."
And by the star, he literally means like the stars in the sky. Definitely not the Cowboys.
Yeah, and you have a chance to be the best with the star and you retire a Cowboy. I love that. I love Micah Parsons. He has been the epitome of dominance and consistency since that man has entered the NFL.
He's one of like my favorite players, like just for that reason.
Yes.
Like, just always there, always shows up, always works hard.
Always shows up. He has amassed 40.5 sacks over his first his first 3 seasons, while also getting 260 pressures, 169 hurries, and 89 quarterback hits. It's not just like the edge where he's effective either. That's what I love. He does everything at such a high level.
Yep.
And that's why I think he will get his money. He deserves his money. He is just an amazing player.
Absolutely.
And I love you so much. And that is the epitome of a leader.
Yeah.
Him and Dak Prescott, knowing that you're like the top people on the team and showing up regardless. And I know like QBs are usually the ones that are kind of like sassy and like, I'm not showing up to camp until I get my money. So CeeDee Lamb, you need to
show up to practice, baby.
Dak, get on your phone, send a little text. I don't know. Get that ass in practice. Thank you.
Thanks for coming to her TED Talk.
That was just about some upcoming contract things that have not been resolved, as we talked about in the last NFL preview episode.
All the above.
All of the above. There's a few people that have been standing out, so I just wanted to give them a shout out from practice.
Yes, girl.
So Israel Mukuamu, I had to make sure I said that right.
That was impressive.
This is, and again, we're just talking about like week 1. He had 2 interceptions on back-to-back plays at their first padded practice.
Wow.
So he's a 4th-year defensive back looking for, like his role. They have like a really young secondary. And then Brock Hoffman is kind of competing to be, the starter for the O-line. As center, and he's been super consistent in his snaps. I feel like Jason Kelsey like revolutionized the love of centers. Yes. But he's been so good.
That's a hard position, man.
Yeah, his snaps have been consistent. And he's been allowing some big running lanes for the offense. So
huge. Which is like that's like one of the biggest parts about it. Because like not only do you have to like snap a perfect ball like every time essentially, then you have to get straight up and start blocking. Like it has to be perfect and then perfect. Like you have a big role.
I know, we love that for him. And then the Cowboys might, this is what I love when they call it like a diamond, they might have found a little star from the spring league. A little star. Get it? Mr. Willie Harvey Jr., he was added to the roster right ahead of training camp, and he was the leading tackler for the UFL. And he had a wonderful practice last week with a wonderful, hilarious story. He was doing great, shutting down rushers in the red zone, also grabbing an interception after warning the third-string Cowboys quarterback not to throw it his way. And after he caught the interception, he let Lance know that what he told him, the interception wasn't a threat, it was a promise.
I love that. If you're going to talk shit, back it up, baby.
Ooh, ouch. Ouch, Trey Lance.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
But I love competitive nature, even though we're in training camp and it's against your own team.
Yes, it's good to compete.
It's good to compete. Yes. And he's obviously coming from the UFL, so he's like here to make some noise. And I love when guys get a chance and they've been working so hard in other leagues and trying to get noticed. Yep. And, you know, he's going out of his way. He's doing a great job.
Yep. I love stuff like that too, just because like people like that, like this is, you know, you worked really hard to get to the NFL. Yeah. You show up at the NFL and it's your training camp. And a lot of people take training camp as just like practices and walkthroughs. Yeah, exactly. And like, I think for me, like personally, preseason and training camps are so important because this is where you, like, this is the spot where you get your full reps in and you start like actually putting the pieces together and you start kind of like getting that competitive mindset back in and like really getting yourself locked in, and ready for the season. And locked in, yes. And I love when people like take it seriously and just go out there and show the fuck up.
That's my favorite. Yeah. There's been a few people like that. Jalen Tolbert, he didn't have his best rookie season, but last year he made a large jump between his first and second season. We were talking about this earlier. I was like, I love when people just get better.
There's nothing better.
There's nothing better when they put in the hard work, and everyone is kind of made the assumption that he's about to make another big jump. And since Ceedee Lamb hasn't been attending camp, he's been the number 2 receiver.
Yeah, all Ceedee Lamb is
Cooks.
All Ceedee Lamb is doing is giving these guys opportunities
to show up
and these
show
guys
out.
Are taking it. Yeah, I love it.
So now he's like the number 2 guy without Ceedee Lamb, right behind Brandon Cooks, and it's really cute because everyone's kind of noticed that Prescott and Tolbert are like starting to build up like their kind of
connection.
Yeah, their QB receiver connection.
I love that.
Same. If you haven't watched the receiver documentary yet on Netflix, please go watch it because it is phenomenal. Receiving or wide receivers are my favorite position. Them and linebackers are just, I love it so much. Yeah. And they have
mine is that receiver quarterback.
Yes.
Or receiver quarterback and then receiver cornerback.
Yeah. Pairing. They have a bunch of awesome people on there like Amon-Ra and Deebo Samuel. Like they have a couple tight ends. Yeah. George Kittle. Yeah. It's been really fun to watch. But he is now favored to be Dallas's number 3 receiver this year. So good for him.
He'll get a chance for sure.
He'll get a chance. And then he clearly has just been showing that he progresses each year. And I love that for him.
And shows up and works hard.
Yeah. Luke Schoonmaker is another person that has been moving well. Jake Ferguson is the number 1 on the tight end position for the Cowboys. But it's good to have just that depth. We talk about this in basketball a lot. Yep. Depth is important, and the Cowboys didn't really do anything in the offseason, like offensive upgrades on that side of things. So it's important to be able to have multiple people to look to in those roles.
Yeah.
DeRon Bland, with his record-setting coming out year last year, everyone was kind of unsure, like, is this just like beginner's luck almost?
Yeah, straight up.
But he's doing an amazing job, dispelling any rumors like that because, again, since Ceedee Lamb is not there, he's locking up everyone, baby.
I love that.
He has been doing amazing, and he's on another level with his closing speed, and he is a wonderful, wonderful cornerback. And I am so excited for this. I
love cornerbacks.
We love. Wow. I'm so excited. And then
I love that.
Mr. Trayvon Diggs is closer to returning to the field in full capacity, baby. He started training camp as a pup, they call it.
Little pup baby.
Or on the pup. the physically unable to perform list.
That's cute.
The pup list. So
Adorable.
he was on the little pup list. And he,
Ew. Hate myself for that one. Continue.
he came off the list the Tuesday that we're filming this. So he came off the Tuesday recently in week 1, and he's been, interacting with people. But what's cute is his leadership has been outstanding. He, he's just like so full of energy, and I love him. He's been
Diggs is awesome.
He's been a part of every practice. He's been like shadowboxing Parsons, yelling at the offense, coaching up defenders. Like he's been doing it all.
That shows good leadership skills, and it also shows like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like just really good, like you have a really good mindset and a really selfless mindset.
Yes.
Like, although I'm working on healing,
unselfishness.
Yeah. Like although I'm sitting here healing, like I'm still gonna show up for my team, and I'm still gonna like, help coach them up the way that I would on the field, but I'll do it from the sideline.
So he's ramping up. He's being like a little, I always say, we're both Nuggets fans. I always talk about DeAndre Jordan being, he's basically a coach on the team. So I love when when veteran players decide to,
Andre Iguodala.
I love when they do that. It makes me so happy. Yeah. And then for the man, the myth, the legend, hopefully, Mr. Dak Prescott. Don't let me down again.
Don't let me down. Don't let me down.
There have been...
Are we High School Musical?
Yes. No interceptions yet in padded practices for Dak Prescott in week 1. There have been 9 touchdown passes, baby. Through 2 padded practices, Prescott has completed 30 of 50 passes on 7-on-7 or team drills and has yet to be intercepted.
It's good pass completion.
I love that, baby. I love a good pass completion percentage.
Little badass.
Just a little badass. He's coming off his best season, and he was the only quarterback, we love fun facts, to throw for more than 30 touchdowns last year and have less than 10 interceptions.
Huge.
He had a career high of 36 touchdowns, which we love. And he was voted, which we're going to get into this in a little bit. He was voted 16 on the NFL Top 100 list by his peers, and it's the highest rankings he's had since his rookie season. So I hate when people hate on Dak Prescott because I love him.
I do too. I think he's a good dude.
Oh, yeah. The final person I wanted to talk about was Cooper Rush and Trey Lance, the rest of the QBs. So Cooper Rush is second string QB, and he's pretty much stuck there. Yeah, he's there.
Trey Lance isn't going to beat him out? You don't think?
Trey Lance is third. Lance got a couple of reps with the first team this week, but most have been in week 1, but most have been with the second and third. There doesn't seem to be much of a connection with him and his receivers. Hopefully he proves us wrong. Most of his throws are really inconsistent and short to intermediate. So he'll most likely be playing 75% of the preseason games. Yeah. Dak's not going to be playing any of them. Cooper Rush might play a few, but they've had him, so they kind of know what he can do. So come on, Trey Lance, get it together. And
Trey. I truthfully, if you would have asked me last year, or even the year before, I don't know. I would have never put Trey Lance as a third string quarterback.
Yeah, so
I would have never pinned that. I also wouldn't have pinned Russell Wilson as a second string. It's fine. I'm fine.
I also wouldn't have guessed that the Broncos were still paying Russell Wilson $500 billion.
I wouldn't have guessed a lot of things that are happening.
But it's happening. So
yep.
So that's that, Caitlin. What's going on? What's going on in Denver, in my neck of the woods?
Okay, well, first of all, I just want to say about your Cowboys. A lot of people are complaining just about the Cowboys offseason and their front office and stuff like that. But I'm they have a lot of really good pieces. The Cowboys really do have a chance.
The Cowboys do, but the front office needs to keep them.
Well, they do. Yes, but I'm saying for this season. Yeah. Because first of all, Ceedee Lamb, you still have another season, bro. Chill. But the guys that are waiting on contract extensions, I know that there's I think at the end of this 24-25 season, a crap ton of players in the NFL are up for contract extensions. I don't know what it is about the time frame.
Something happened.
Yeah, about the time frame, but a ton of guys are. So a lot of guys have this season, and I'm for the 24-25 season, the Cowboys are stocked and stacked. Like
Stacked, baby.
They have like a lot of really good pieces, and it's just like a matter of putting it together for them.
I said it last year, but now I'm gonna say
no. I'm ready. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Say it.
It's our year, baby.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either, but I would really like for that to happen. I just hate. Kayla and I were going over the top 100 list, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I was like, oh my God, we have so many people. Why?
Yeah.
Like, why can't we put it together?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just a matter of like putting it together for you guys and
I know it's
everything
fine.
like that. Yeah, it'll be good. I think you'll go to the second round. That's my prediction.
Okay, thanks. Love you. Mean it.
Love you, mean it. Twins.
Twins.
Okay. Well, then on the
How
other
about them
side,
Broncos?
yeehaw,
Yeehaw! Over in my neck of the woods.
Yes. Okay. Well, so
I've been hearing some rumblings, but I'll let you take it away.
yeah. So the Broncos, it's funny. There's been, I know I laugh. Oh my God, my hair. So I laugh because like so many people, I don't know, I think people are really dramatic, but like a lot of people have been like coming out like with lists about like predictions for the upcoming season.
Yeah.
And like everyone has like the Broncos between like 28th and 32nd in the entire league. And I'm like, first of all, the Panthers still exist. The Patriots still exist.
Boo.
The Cardinals still exist.
Tomato.
Like, there are so many other
really bad teams.
And I'm like,
Cut us some slack.
Like, I know, like, so the Broncos, obviously, they lost Justin Simmons, which, like,
Sure did.
I would like to talk about that because he's still a free agent, which is wild to me. Someone picked that man up. Anyway, they lost Justin Simmons. They lost Jerry Jeudy, and Jerry Jeudy is a big loss for them because he was, like, their running back, especially because Javonte Williams has been out and has been injured.
Yeah.
But that's actually the first thing that I was going to talk about is Javonte Williams. They were saying he's like finally clear and has been practicing and that he looks really good. So he'll probably be there. A lot of people were like, after coming back from his injury, he'll probably be like on the cut list. They're going to be looking to cut him, but like they don't have like many other running backs to like choose from. Yeah, but apparently he's been having such a good like first week and everything like that he looks like he'll actually end up being the RB1, which is huge. That's great for him.
That's
to
great
be
for him.
Yeah, starting running back. So especially
I'm
after
scared
coming
for the Broncos, but
me
yeah.
too. Especially after coming back from an injury, like that sucks. But like, good for him. We love. Yes, and obviously, a couple of weeks ago, the Broncos signed one of their offensive linemen, Quinn Meinerz, to a 4-year, $80 million contract extension. Which, like, for a lineman, that's a good chunk of money.
Slay.
And a lot of people were freaking out about that. But
Let
I'm
me
like,
hold it all.
yeah, straight up. But, like, for the Broncos, I've been saying this for, like, a long time because I feel like if you have, like, a billion quarterbacks over, like, the last decade and a billion head coaches, like, at some point you need to realize that there is another problem. If you are continuing to lose and get worse or just be bad, like, it's not just your quarterback and it's not just your coach. Like, you've got to look at other pieces. And
do y'all hear that? This is for like every sport and
every sport ever.
This is for everything.
Yes, like there are certain things like, you know, if you're still having the same problems after just like replacing the same position or the same, you know, staff position over and over and over again.
What's the saying? You like cut off your nose to spite your.
Never heard that one.
wait. Cut off your nose. Yeah.
Okay, wait.
I'm always right.
You are. It's true.
To cut off one's nose to spite one's face. Hurt oneself in the core. Oh wait, this doesn't go with what we were saying. But I'm gonna finish it up. It means to hurt oneself when you're trying to hurt someone else.
Ooh, interesting. That makes sense. Go team. But same.
Anyway.
Same vibes.
I love how I always have the random idioms that you've never heard of.
I told you, I'm so uncultured. I'm an uncultured swine. So I like wish I was joking. Either way, it's fine. But so people were freaking out about Quinn Meinerz, but I've actually been saying since after Peyton Manning retired, like for a really long time, I'm like, oh, we need some offensive line help. Like, yes, sometimes the sacks can be a quarterback's problem. Sometimes a quarterback is not fast enough, or
No,
he's not
listen.
making the right choices, or not releasing his passes quick enough. Or,
The O-lines.
yes, but like your offensive line does. And so I'm saying, like, if you have 12 quarterbacks that are all getting sacked 3 times a game, or, whatever, I'm just being ridiculous. But like if you have all these quarterbacks over the last decade that have, that are getting sacked multiple times a game, it might not be the quarterback.
I think it might be the O-line.
It might be the O-line. And so when you have an awesome guy like Quinn Meinerz, who goes by the Belly, by the way, which I freaking love. When you have a guy like him who's fantastic, like I'll read this stat to you in a second. Like when you have a guy like him who's a fantastic, offensive tackle and everything like that, like you want to keep that and you want to retain it.
Yeah.
Because you want to be able to build that big, strong O-line to be able to work with and build a good quarterback and be able to keep that. But either way, so Quinn Meinerz, he has the 4th fewest pressures of any guard with at least 625 blocks in 2023. So
wow.
Yes. And he's like a name
You
that you
go
don't really,
Belly.
Right. Belly.
I hate that.
I love it so much. But like he's not a name that you hear very much, and like he's really making an impact. And so I think he'll be really impactful for the Broncos for the next several years. And I love that for him. Go him.
Go Broncos.
Yes. And then Garrett Bowles will be in free agency in 2025. He needs a new contract, and he's also someone that the Broncos need to retain. He's just like a Quinn Meinerz to me. Like he's someone that you have to keep on the line. Like on our team, he is someone who has been so good for our team, and he's been such a good like Bronco and such a good representation of the organization. And also he has just produced, like besides getting injured, I don't remember if it was last year or the year before, he got injured pretty bad in a very important game, and he's just such an upstanding guy. And so I really hope that they do what is best in the interest of him and the organization. And give him a fat extension too.
Don't cut off your nose to spite your face.
To spite your face, losers.
Losers.
Weenies. So I love them. And then obviously Courtland Sutton and Pat Surtain are also up for contract extensions in 2025.
Oh my God. Everyone needs money,
that's
honey.
What I'm saying. Everyone's up for contracts or contract extensions. And again, if you're the Broncos, obviously the nice part is that Courtland Sutton and Pat Surtain and Garrett Bowles and, everyone, they're all showing up to practice on like Ceedee Lamb, and they're all, working hard. I know. Yeah. If you were wondering, they're showing up, working hard.
It's crazy. It's almost like so many people are due for contract extensions, and only one person is either MIA or in MIA.
Yeah. He is out of town, baby. With Pat Surtain and Courtland Sutton, though, like looming on their contract extensions, they're obviously also incredibly important positions to the team. Like I said, I am a sucker for like wide receivers, cornerbacks, and stuff like that. That's like the position that I always loved playing. I love like defending, and I also love just like catching and running routes. Yeah, I love my hands, my 1.5 of them. Love them. They do good for me.
When it comes to the NBA and like good defense and loving stuff like that, when we go to the NFL and I see a good route, a good running route, man.
Sexy football.
Sexy football.
That's me. All I'm saying is I am sexy football.
A sack and a good receiver running a route.
You want to know what we should do?
What?
This is super lame, but I want to do it. Can you throw a football?
Mm-hmm.
Like, well.
No.
Okay, I was going to say we could like be funny and like do like football highlights. Ew, I hate it.
Wait, I'll catch though.
Okay.
You can throw, okay?
I can, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We could go back and forth and just do fun
I
stuff.
have really good hands.
Okay, me too. I love this for us then. Okay. This will be so fun.
No, really, I have pretty damn good hands.
Yes, me too. This is going to be fun. I love this game.
I love this game.
It's just like sports highlights. Okay, anyway. But I love receivers and I love cornerbacks. And Pat Surtain and Courtland Sutton are 2 of my favorite. Courtland Sutton, one of my favorite receivers. Pat Surtain, one of my favorite cornerbacks. And also in the NFL's top 100. Thank God.
Courtland Sutton is my favorite receiver on the Broncos.
He's fantastic. He's amazing. And I love him. But they're also going to be 2 really important players and like just people that like fans love, the team loves, and like that are just really important to like their offense in
They're
general.
very well beloved in Denver, Colorado.
Yep, exactly. And so I'm going to be excited to see kind of what happens with them. I really hope that we keep both of them because they really are two of my favorites. I'm a little scared. I want to get like both of their jerseys, but I'm like, I'm going to jinx them. I'm going to get their Broncos jerseys and they're going to be later. Yes. And the last thing I want to talk about with the Broncos, though, is just that, like, I'm so annoyed because obviously we have, like, the 3 quarterbacks that everyone's, like, the 3 exceptionally mid quarterbacks, maybe.
It's the mid-off.
Yeah, the mid-off, truly. But we have Jarrett Stidham and Zach Wilson and Bo Nix.
Yep.
And a lot of people are saying, you know, Bo Nix has really showed up and showed out, and he's been fantastic in training camp. And Sean Payton's obviously still really high on him. But apparently, Sean Payton did an interview that said that that's not etched in stone because all 3 of the quarterbacks have been doing really well. Ooh.
My eye's twitching.
I know. I feel it. I literally feel the twitch from here. But like, yes. And so I'm just like, really, like you have 3, like, you have like 1
mid.
Yes. But I'm like, you have like 1 rookie quarterback who is showing a lot of promise that like, you know, works for you. And then you have these 2 shitty quarterbacks that you know are just mid, just average, kind of below average quarterbacks.
Yikes.
And you're like, but they're showing up in training camp. I'm like,
they're there.
They did show up.
They are present.
Yeah. So
That's more than CeeDee Lamb can say.
Truly. But so I don't like that answer. I don't like that all.
Not loving it.
I said all 3 of them in my quotes. I just don't like the answer with like all 3 of them are doing well because I'm like,
are they?
Right? And I'm like, we've got like
what
preseason
is
games.
his like? What does he mean by well?
Well, yeah, that's like all they were like talking about is like they had a lot of really good completed passes and like blah 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 today, and their accuracy has all been on point, and their like release timing and blah blah blah, like they're all looking really good, they're all looking fast, and I'm like, that's like super cool, but I would really like 1 starting quarterback.
So awesome.
I would love just like a singular starting quarterback for the season. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time. I think it was Peyton Manning was the last time we had 1 starting quarterback for the season. Yeah. That was 2015 to the 2016 season. So
yikeroonies.
Yes, but like as much as everything is going on with the Broncos, like they have a lot of good pieces, and I don't think that they're going to be 32 in the NFL.
I don't think they're going to be 32.
No, but I would like to see them make it to the wild card. Yeah. I would like to see them maybe like in the middle.
I would love that.
Mm-hmm. Help. Mom. Listen, it's been a little bit painful being a Broncos fan for like the last 8 years.
Yeah, I can't say anything, honestly.
Yeah, it's been pretty painful. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about the Broncos. I'm stressed. I'm excited though. Like I love football season, and we've talked about this. I am someone that's like so overly optimistic all the time, and so I'm like, I'm so excited. Like I can't wait to watch them like win a game, and like knowing my luck, it's gonna be like the 8th week when they have like their first win or something.
Meanwhile, I'm like, yeah, Cowboys are taking it all this year, baby.
Yeah, I know.
Patty Mahomes, Joe Burrow, who are ya?
Yeah, never heard of you. Weird.
Just kidding, Joe Burrow, I love you.
Yes, well, I was going to say, we were just about to talk about, there's just like a couple of other little things around the league that we want to talk about, and someone over there is very excited.
Because guess who's back? Joe Shiesty.
Okay, you want to know what's so funny about you saying guess who's back? Is his Eminem ass hair right now. His Slim Shady hair.
Boyfriend, why'd you do that?
I love it. I think it looks so good.
Okay, boyfriend.
I know, I'm super annoying.
Listen.
Guess who's back again. Burrow's back.
Will the
back,
real
back.
QB please stand up? Will the real QB please stand up? Listen, Joe Burrow's back, baby.
That's huge.
And listen, he's coming back from his wrist injury.
Huge.
But you know what he did in practice? He was throwing dimes, baby. He had 2 long out of there passes that everyone was freaking out about.
I love that.
Yes, because they haven't had that being without Joe Burrow. Mm-hmm. And so if you're worried about, him being rehab or out of rehab ready. I think that goes to show he's back and he's better, baby.
I love that. And he seems like really like ready and positive.
He seems so happy to be there.
Yeah, he seems good. So
to you peers that voted him 39 on the top 100.
Crazy.
What were you smoking? Because I'd like some.
Ooh, that sounds exciting.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I'm just saying, it clearly makes you delusional. Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, truly though. And while we're talking about other things around the league, because first of all, I'm stoked about Joe Burrow being back and everything like that. I feel like there's been like a lot of injuries as of late. And like the one thing that I was gonna say is like you have teams like the Chargers who like the Chargers. I don't say their name like normal because I don't like them. So I
forget about them, to be honest.
Sometimes for sure. Never heard of them. But like they're getting like hit with injury after injury after injury in like their I know.
Womp womp.
Yeah, womp womp. In their training camp, like their first week and everything like that, I think they've had like 3 injuries, like 3 guys.
I need to take back that womp womp because it's gonna happen to
my
teams.
Karma.
I didn't mean it.
Yeah, I'm super sorry.
I literally didn't even say that.
Yes, but the last thing too is like, so the Titans, they have DeAndre Hopkins, who is their starting wide receiver, and he's a really good wide receiver. He just got injured and he's out for several weeks now.
Slay.
And so that really sucks for the Titans because they were finally feeling like a little bit more confident. They were just getting like that QB receiver connection that we were talking about, and just like they were really starting to like be on pace to do well. So the Titans, they were saying that like they went and picked up 2 wide receivers, like because they don't really know what to do without their guy. Like losing DeAndre Hopkins is detrimental for the Titans. Like that sucks. That's a really big piece you're losing.
Yeah.
And so they actually went out and got 2 wide receivers, and they said that they've been like trying to have to like rework their whole offense and like find out who works best with their quarterback and like, what these wide receivers are good at and what kind of routes they can, run and what's their strengths. And so they're having to spend this training camp time instead of just like getting reps in. They're having to like kind of rework their whole offense around 2 new wide receivers. So that's a lot for the Titans. That puts the Titans in a really shitty position. So.
This is why I've never sucks for you. I may be from Nashville, but I ain't never been a Titans fan.
Straight up.
Yeah.
So with all of these guys, we've obviously been talking about several of the guys that are on the NFL's top 100 list.
Because it was just released.
It was. They've been releasing it, a week at a time or like a few days at a time, 10 players at a time. So they did 10 different releases, 10 players at a time from 100 to 90, 80, 70, 60, all the way down to the top 10.
40, 30, 20, 10, 9, 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off.
I almost said touchdown. That was the first thing I tried to teach my 2-year-old was touchdown. Was like
I do this for cheer.
I love.
Because that's what we always did.
Yes, for touchdowns. Cute.
Fire up. Fire up to win.
Shut up. Ours was fire up. Fire up, up, up.
Oh, see, we would make the line for the football players to come out.
Cute.
Fire up. Fire up to win.
I love. Yes, ours was just fire up, up, up.
Ugh. Lame.
Right.
You're firing up to what? Not to win.
Just straight up to the sky. That's what we're doing.
Sky high, baby.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
So there are several teams on the NFL's top 100 list represented, obviously. But like there are just a lot of players that you wouldn't be surprised about. So like Kansas City has Travis Kelce at number 9, Chris Jones, which is their defensive end, one of their defensive ends at number 6, Pat Mahomes at number 4, several other players throughout the list and everything like that. But that's just unsurprising, having Travis Kelce and Pat Mahomes both in your top 10. Oh, I'm sorry, and Chris Jones. All 3 in your top 10. It makes sense being 2-time champions.
Yeah, F y'all.
Having a bunch of fantastic players.
Take y'all players somewhere else.
But what
Regulate
I was going to say is that the Cowboys, ma'am, also have, 4 players in the top 31? Is that what it was? 4 players in the top 31?
I think it was 3.
Dak at number 16, CeeDee Lamb at number 13, Micah Parsons at number 17, and Deron Bland, the cornerback, at number 31.
Period.
4 players in the top 31.
If I could drop this mic, I would.
No, that's fantastic. And so it's just like you have like a lot of teams that you wouldn't really be surprised about represented in there. Obviously, the 49ers, you have what's his butt? Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
At number 3,
Christian McCaffrey. He's amazing.
Yeah. You have Christian McCaffrey at number 3, Trent Williams at number 7, who's an offensive tackle, and George Kittle at number 14. So they have 3 in the top 15.
Yeah, they've got, Fred Warner is number 11. Did you get him?
No, I didn't put on the 49ers. Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. So they have 4 in the top 15.
I know I'm supposed to hate the 49ers as a Cowboys fan.
I love them.
But y'all can't make me do shit.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not rooting for the 49ers. I'm saying that I enjoy watching George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey.
I love George Kittle.
Fred Warner, and I'm not going to apologize, even though I kind of just did.
I am, as a Broncos fan, I'm a really big McCaffrey fan. This is just like a fun fact. I grew up in the same area as the McCaffreys, and so Christian McCaffrey is actually my age. And
is he from Colorado?
Christian McCaffrey, yeah. Ed McCaffrey's was the big Broncos wide receiver, like one of like the best Broncos wide receivers ever, and they stayed in Colorado.
Where did he go to school? College?
Who, Christian McCaffrey?
Didn't he go in LA? Or am I crazy?
Yes. No, yeah. He went elsewhere, but he went to high school at Valor High School, which is in Colorado. And I had
no idea who was from Colorado.
No way.
I've never heard anyone talk about that.
I grew up around their family, yeah. And
that's so cool.
Yeah. So I went to a school called Lutheran High School in Parker, Colorado. And when I was like their team manager and everything like that, and I was doing stuff for the team, we actually used to share a field. Ed McCaffrey, old Broncos wide receiver, if you're a Broncos fan or just like a old football fan, he's one of the best wide receivers to play the game. And he was in John Elway's era. And so he's Christian McCaffrey's dad and everything like that. And so he used to coach his younger son's little league team on the other half of our high school's field.
So cute.
And so, yeah, Ed McCaffrey used to just like be hanging out on my football field with me every day. And I'd be like, oh my God, it's Ed McCaffrey. And like,
Slay.
I talked to him a few times and stuff like that. They're such a nice family.
We love nice people.
Yes, and so he was coaching their younger sons because Christian McCaffrey was already in high school at that point, and his older brother was already in high school at that point, and everything like that. So yeah, they grew up in Colorado. So I'm a big.
That's so fun.
I love their family in general. When I ran track, Christian McCaffrey ran track too. So when we were talking about the state track championships the other day, he was actually at that as well. And like our schools. Yeah. So I just, I have a big heart for them. They're all really good people. Like there's nothing better to me when you have like families that are rich and athletic and have all this like fame and stuff like that. But like they
don't really have to be good people.
Yes. And they are. Like that's the nice part. I love people like that. And that's just that whole family. Yeah. So I love watching the 49ers, and I do always root for them just for Christian McCaffrey.
Love that.
Yeah. So that's always really fun. I love stuff like that. But so Cowboys, Kansas City, and 49ers are widely represented.
49ers literally have 7 in the top 30.
Well represented. Yeah. And then obviously Kansas City and the Cowboys well represented as well. So none of those are really surprising. They're all fantastic teams, fantastic organizations with a lot of really good players. And then this one I really, really like. Lamar Jackson is number 2, the Ravens quarterback. And last year, he was number 72. He jumped up 70 spots after his incredible year last year.
I'm not allowed to say anything nice about him because he was the quarterback for Louisville, which, if we haven't gathered by now, is the
Go Lamar
rival to the University of Kentucky Cats by 90, even though
Cats by 90.
That's the saying. I literally made John Wall do this.
Stop.
I have a picture with John Wall, and he also did the sorority sign for my sorority. We saw him walking outside and literally stopped the car.
You're like, you need to stop right now and do this with us.
We're like, I'm so sorry. We need a picture with you, Mr. John Wall.
That's so funny. I love that, though. Luckily for me, on the Broncos, number 52, Pat Surtain. He's the only guy on there besides Justin Simmons.
Woo!
I know. Justin Simmons is also on there. He was number 57. But Justin Simmons is a free agent. We let him go. So he's not really a Broncos player right now, which if you're listening, teams, pick that guy up? I am like baffled that he has not been picked up.
Let's not, lest we forget the NFL overview where Kaylin said that Courtland Sutton was a better wide receiver than CeeDee Lamb. Is he on this list?
No, but I love him. He's number one in my heart.
I'm just not letting you live that one down.
One day it'll be relevant and things will be better. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I still love him. Okay? It's fine. Broncos suck. I get it. Okay?
We get it.
I get it. My favorite, though, this is like the best part about the NFL's top 100 while we're talking about it. Aaron Rodgers voted number 92. The man played 3.5 downs of football last season. He played 20 seconds.
I've literally had, I don't even know what I was going to say, but I've had a lot of things that lasted longer than he did.
Straight up.
I've had headaches lasted longer than he played last season. I
have literally had middle of the night peas that have lasted longer than his 20-second
slay
of NFL play last year. And he was number 92. And like, I know this is voted on by peers, and I know that like a lot of your peers and stuff like that are like, he's Aaron Rodgers, you have to put him on there.
Do we?
But they kept saying like, oh, this was just based off last year. Like, okay, so were his 3.5 downs of football? He got injured on his 4th down. Like, were those enough to put him at 92? Really? Like, were they the best 3 downs of football you've ever seen?
That run out of the tunnel was just the best thing I've ever seen.
Sexy football right there. Running out the tunnel.
Period.
Yeah. So that's a little weird to me. I mean, I would probably put Courtland Sutton in his spot.
Odd.
Just kick him out. Stick Courtland Sutton right in.
I don't think his peers would agree, but I love that for you.
Boring.
Boring.
But while we're talking about peers voting this, I was telling Spencer, I love stuff like this because like there's so many. And I don't know, like for someone like me who's such like a, and it's not like I don't love quarterbacks, wide receivers, and cornerbacks just because.
I thought you were about to end it there. I was like, oh, fuck them.
No, yeah, we hate them. No, I don't love them just because like they're like the popular positions and stuff like that. Like I love them because like they're the positions that I grew up playing. Like when I would play with teams and play with people, and they were the things that I was good at and I was really passionate about. And I loved them. But like, so I never focused on a lot of like offensive linemen or defensive linemen. Whereas like you linebacker girly and stuff like that. Like you probably focus on them a little bit
sack.
More. Hell yeah. But you probably focus on them a little bit more than like I do, or even than like a lot of people do who watch football casually. One of the things that I love is that like when the peers vote for these guys, you see a lot of like defensive ends and
positions you don't normally think of when you're talking about your favorite.
You see like a lot of linemen and things like that. And it's really cool to see that like these are guys that like we don't hear their names very often, but like their impact in the game in ways that we don't all see. Like, you know, we see the really, really cool runs by these running backs and the really, really cool routes ran by these receivers and by these tight ends and all the really cool stuff. But like what we don't see is like the guys on the line making their perfect blocks to open up this hole for the running back, or you know the guys making huge blocks on the sideline to let their receiver finish their run and everything like that.
Yeah, the O-line doing their job so that the quarterback can make a really good pass.
Exactly. Like we don't really think about like those pieces. Like there are so many pieces that go into a good play. And, like, obviously, you want to be like, wow, like, did you see the quarterback, like, throw that 40-yard pass? Like, that was incredible. And that catch was amazing. And that run was so good. And did you see him break that tackle? And, like, that was so cool. But, like, we don't think about, like, all of, like, the blocks and like, the guys on the line that are fucking putting in work, like, to make that happen.
In the mud.
Yes. And they're the ones that make that happen. And it's really cool to see there are a lot of those positions on this NFL Top 100 list. So it's really cool for those guys to get the recognition that they deserve.
There were 20 wide receivers in the top 100, 16 quarterbacks, 14 edge, 10 safeties, 9 defensive linemen, 9 linebackers, 7 offensive tackles, 5 running backs, 5 cornerbacks, 3 tight ends, and 2 offensive guards. So they have a little bit of variety. We have a lot of great wide receivers right now.
We
So.
do. It's a big wide receivers league right now.
Yeah.
For sure.
But everyone's been doing amazing. We love.
Yep, I love it. I'm excited, like, for the real season to start up. I saw someone tweet, and they were like, I know that it's, like, preseason, but I'm going to convince myself that, like, these are regular games until, like, regular season starts. And then I can actually be really excited. But, like,
And then we
I'm
can really
already
freak out.
excited. Yes, I don't know. I love football season. I'm so excited.
I know. It is kind of wild, though, that Lamar Jackson got put over Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
After Patrick Mahomes just won 2 Super Bowls back to back.
I mean, I bet you, like, part of that, I know that like the Ravens have a lot of really great pieces too, but I bet you part of that is just like the fact that he did have like an MVP season. He was up for MVP. Whereas like you have the Chiefs who have Isaiah Pacheco and Travis Kelce and, you know, Chris Jones and all these other people on the team that are making gigantic impacts. And so while Pat Mahomes did have a fantastic season, he had a lot of like other
He had a lot of
pieces.
help.
It's like the conversation that we have, like the MVP conversation, like, are you really the most valuable player to your team?
Yes.
You know?
Are you impacting the whole game?
Exactly. And so I think Lamar Jackson having that, you know, I don't know, record-breaking season, one of his best seasons ever, or his best season ever, an MVP type season. I think he deserved it. Jumping up 70 spots, man. I hope he feels honored. He deserves it.
Good for you, Mr. L's down.
Did I do that right?
Yeah, it's L's down, baby.
I never
because
got-
they're cards.
I didn't get like a normal.
Or is it what's on the camera? Right? Is it
college.
right for this?
Is this?
No, because it's gonna be my opposite. Yeah, it's L's down.
Oh, that sucks. I'm a cripple on that hand.
You didn't get a real college?
No,
I didn't really get Cats by 90.
I didn't get like a real college like experience.
Oh yeah,
so.
but yeah. So the cards do this because it's like the L for Louisville.
Cute.
But,
I mean, uncute. Ew.
and so that's like if you see me tweet, I always say L's down, baby.
That's funny.
Fuck Louisville. Or you say luck Foolville.
That's funny. I love that. Well, while we're talking about like the upcoming NFL season, one thing that we wanted to talk about was something.
There's some new rules.
There's some new rules. This is going to be
change is a coming.
Change. I don't know what we're doing.
I don't know. There's a song that I couldn't fully dance.
Me too. There's something that is super important and super new to this upcoming NFL season.
We're going to give y'all here a little NFL new rules for dummies, because the NFL likes to make everything super confusing, and no one needs that, okay? We don't have time for that.
Nope.
So if you watched the game on Thursday, right, you saw that there is a new dynamic kickoff. Right, Caitlin?
Yep.
Why are we having this dynamic kickoff? Why are they changing it?
Why would they do that?
Why are they doing that?
Well, so they've been doing it in other football leagues for like a while.
The XFL?
Yep, XFL. I think UFL too?
Probably. I just know everyone was saying, you stole that from the XFL.
Yes, which like,
Why does it matter?
I don't know. A lot of people are really bitter about this. A lot of people don't like it, and I don't understand why. I think people just want to be mad about something. Like, legit, I think they just want to be mad about it because obviously the kickoffs have been the same forever. But what they were saying is that last NFL season in 2023, we had the lowest rate of returned kickoffs and the highest rate of injuries during kickoffs. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what you're missing if you're doing like having the old kickoff rule. Like, I mean, 90% of them, the football was out of bounds anyway. You start on the 20 and you go from there. You rarely get a chance to see returners do what they are best at. And that's like one of the most fun parts of a football game. And then obviously when you're sprinting down the field as a defender, like you're not on the receiving team, if you're sprinting down the field, even if you're on the receiving team and you're one of like the special teams, like linebackers and stuff like that, and you're just like cracking guys and like, you know, shoving them off, you're all running full speed at each other down the field, like it's caused a lot of injuries and everything like that. And so they implemented this new rule that has been used in other football leagues to work on the safety of kick returns and also to kind of give us a little bit more of like a show so that we can actually have more returned kicks.
Yeah,
and
the one thing...
I'm stoked about it.
Yeah, the one thing that didn't change, the kickoff is still taking place at the 35-yard line. The thing is, everyone, the kickoff team is no longer able to run as soon as the ball is kicked. They can only run once the ball is caught by the returner or hits the ground. So it gives a lot of time for, the returning team to organize their return formations, and you're decreasing the amount of people getting smashed.
Yes,
cracked,
and like
split open.
I'm even gonna draw it out real quick in like a rectangle.
So the landing zone is the new term for the area between the goal line and the 20-yard line. So any kick that lands short of the 20-yard line is basically...
Can you see that, besties? You probably can't.
Kind of.
Yeah, you kind of can. Look at that.
It's treated... Maybe I can
This is the landing
I'll
zone.
figure out how to put a picture. It's treated like a ball kicked out of bounds, and the receiving team gets the possession at the 40-yard line. The kicks that land in the end zone are treated just like they were previously. The return team can either down the ball, get the possession at the 30-yard line, or return it. So
Yep. And what I like about this too is that while the ball is kicked at the exact same spot on the 35-yard line and everything like that, it is actually now the kicker by himself back there, and you have the kickoff team, or you have the kicking team, where they line up on the receiving team's 40-yard line. So you have the kicker back here on the back end. You have the receiver back here. And then you have the kicking team's line right there on the receiving team's 40. And then the receiving team's line. They have 9 guys of the receiving team's line on their 30-yard line. So they're 10 yards apart. That's essentially like your line of scrimmage. Neither team is to pass that 30-yard line or that 40-yard line on the receiving team side. So the kicker kicks the ball. Once the ball is caught, then these teams can start blocking and these teams can start making a way.
Going at it.
Yes. And the one thing that I really love about it, because like I said, a lot of people are up in arms about it, which I don't understand. I'm excited about it. Jacoby Jones, rest in peace. I love you. He was one of my favorite returners to watch. He recently passed away for similar reasons to Demaryius Thomas. We will talk about concussions again. Protect their brains, baby. But Jacoby Jones was one of my favorite returners to watch, just because I feel like it's such an exciting play. It's an exciting part of football, and I've been really missing it because a lot of the times NFL kickers, you're so strong these days that they're just kicking it out every single play, and so
it's out there.
Yeah, and so everything is just a touchback, and you just
every time.
Yeah, you have to pull up on the 20 and go from there. And I love watching kick returns.
Lame.
Yes. And so the really cool part about it is that it also makes the kicker's job harder.
Yeah.
Because if you're a kicker, you're going to now want to kind of learn to place the ball properly. You're going to want to kick that ball into that 20-yard landing zone. You want to kick as
close to the goal line as possible.
Exactly. So, there's a little bit more strategy with it.
Yeah.
If you're the kicker, you want to kick, you would want your kick to land or get as far back as possible for a fair catch, probably at between the 5 and the goal line. And you want to place it properly. You want to make sure that you're giving them a far kick, but not giving them a touchback, because now with the touchback, you are starting on the 30 instead of the 20. And so if you're kicking it out of bounds as the kicker, the receiving team is already gaining an extra 10 yards than they were last year. And so you want to make sure as the kicker that you're placing that ball in that landing zone to give it a fair catch and give them a fair chance and give your kicking team, your defense, a time to, or an opportunity to tackle and to make a play and stuff like that.
The reason the NFL did this is basically it's supposed to, again, increase action for the fans, more things happening. Yeah, everything is always a touchback nowadays. So the new rules just should help lessen the number of full speed collisions.
Yes. Yeah, because like I said, you have guys sprinting at each other literally full field.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I think it'll be fine. Everyone needs to stop crying. Why do we always have to cry about something?
That's what I'm saying. People are mad about it. People like to be mad about it. I think it's going to be fun. I love to watch that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a new rule. New rules are hard to when we've been watching football the same way your whole life. I get it. They're why would you change it? People always say if it's don't broke, or if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yes.
But I feel like this was broke. I feel like this was something when last season, went over the last 5 years, there's been increasingly more touchbacks and increasingly more injuries on kickoffs. I feel like that is something that is now breaking and needs to be changed. And if
Agreed.
it's working well in other football leagues, I think it'll be great. And like I said, I am like all for more action. And I actually love that the teams line up 10 yards from each other. And I don't know if I mentioned this either, but the receiving team can actually have 2 receivers back there. And everything like that. So whereas you have the kicker on the kicking team and then 10 guys on the 40-yard line, you have on the receiving team, you can have a minimum 9 guys. So you have to have at least 9 guys on the line of scrimmage on that 30-yard line. And then you can have an additional receiver back there or an additional, blocker or something like that. So you can have your guy catch the fair catch, and then you can have a guy in front of him ready to block and everything like that and make a path for him. So
I love.
Yes, I'm excited. I think it'll be fun. I hope you guys learn to love it because I think it's going to be something that we're all going to be able to enjoy, and it adds more action to football, and I don't think there's anything better.
And I hope you understood how we explained that.
If not, oh well. Google.
Sorry.
Google is your friend.
Sorry.
Go
on YouTube. I don't know. Sorry. Get rid of us, I guess.
Literally. But like we already said, I'm so excited for football season. I can't wait to talk about football. Yes, I can't wait to talk more about football and see regular season start and see where all these teams end up.
It's gonna be good.
And see how sweet and delusional I am. I really can't wait for that. But thank you for being here with us. We're so excited.
Thanks for coming back. If you're back and if you're new here, welcome. Subscribe. We are EU Sports.
Disgusting. We love it. It's so disgusting that we love it.
Make sure to subscribe. All of our links will be below. Caitlin and my socials, the EU Sports socials. We just started a Patreon, which hopefully will have something on it by now. We'll be putting special content on there. And another.
Any likes, comments, suggestions, questions, concerns? Please don't give me your concerns. I'm a little bit scared.
Just compliments.
Say nice things because I will cry myself to sleep. But
Same.
We love you guys. We're so grateful. Go football.
Okay, love you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
That's a wrap, baby.